So I found these chairs on Amazon, and my daughters and I have not found a video of how to put them together. So we're going to make a video for you all today. How to get from this to this. All right, let's go. Once you get your pieces out of the box, you're going to have 2 pieces wrapped with blue tape and 2 pieces wrapped in just clear bubble wrap. They're going to be, and you're going to have a front, a top piece, a back, and a bottom piece. So we're going to put our legs together just to show you how we figured out how to do it after about 3 hours, because the instructions are not that clear. Once you get your legs together, it really does take only about 10 minutes to put the chair together. But if you're not knowing what to do, it will take you a while to figure out how to get these legs together. So what they're doing now, these are my daughters, and what they're doing is they're putting it together upside down. So the top of the legs are going to be on the floor and the legs are going to be up. Now once you got your plus sign made on the bottom, there are little holes, and you're going to get this X plus looking symbol. It's metal. It should be wrapped in one of these. And you're going to screw it together. Once you got your legs upside down, the top on the floor and the legs in the air, you're going to get your handy dandy toolkit here, and you're going to take out pieces M, which is the plus sign. That's the M. And then you need your L-shaped tool there, and your screws are the letter G. So those are the first screws and pieces that we're going to need to put our chair together. That's all right. So once you get your G screws out of your box, you're just going to screw them into the pre-drilled holes into the bottom of the legs here. You want to make sure that you hand tighten them first in a T pattern, so up and down and then across, making sure that you don't strip your screws. After you tighten all that up, the next thing to be done is your letter, I believe on the wrapper it's letter F, and this is where you put your feet onto the stools. So you're going to unwrap it out of its package, and then you're going to get out of your handy dandy kit your letter H bolts, and you're going to screw it into the sides of the legs of the chair. So they're going to show you that right now. Once you got your bolts out of the package, then you put the bolts into the pre-drilled holes into the legs part of the stool. I mean the circle, and into the legs of the stool. So as you can see them doing now, they're just putting the bolts into the pre-drilled holes into the legs of the stool. Making sure that you hand tighten them first into a T pattern. Everything you're going to do on these chairs is a T pattern. So you're going to go across this way and then this way, length and width wise. So make sure that you do that before you tighten them up with your letter L. Because you don't want them too tight to where if you have issues or any problems with one of your screws, you can't go back. And a side note, as you can see, if you tighten this piece on the bottom way too tight or screw them in all the way, you won't be able to get your circle piece in correctly. So just make sure that you keep 2 of the bolts on the bottom, the very first piece that you put on. Just loosen them a little so you can get your the circle piece in correctly, and then you can go back and tighten them up. So once you get the legs and the footrest on, what the next thing you're going to do is you're going to turn your chair upside down where the legs are on the floor, and then you're going to get this piece here. This is one of the most interesting pieces we've had to deal with. And how you do this is the instructions tell you to turn it at a 45-degree angle, but my daughter's going to show you how you do that. So you just put your hand on one side of the piece and it should turn. It is going to be tough. The very first time is going to be tough to turn, so just make sure you watch your hands so you don't hurt yourself. As you can see, this is what the 45-degree angle should look like. This is very difficult to turn the very first time. So the best thing to do is to take it out of the package whenever you can in the beginning. Let it get to some room air. Let it warm up a little bit because it is kind of hard to turn. You can hurt yourself. But once you do get it open, you get it turned, this is what your 45-degree angle will look like. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your piece on top of the legs of the chair. And there are pre-drilled holes. And you're going to get your handy dandy drill set out, and you're gonna put your screws into your piece. As you can see, you should have a piece of the metal onto the chair, and you should be able to use your eye bolt from your package and put them into your pre-drilled holes with your L. One thing that was brought up that's very interesting is that making sure that you screw in your pieces from here to here first. So screw this piece in first, and then this piece, and then that piece there, and then that piece. Because if you don't, what'll happen is it'll be completely start all over again. So you just want to take your time with this because this is the most important piece. You also can and should twist the metal piece around the chair so that you have enough room through your metal, the holes in the metal piece and the holes in the pre-drilled holes in the chair. So this is what it looks like from the top, what you can see. So you'll have your side piece or one piece. You're going to screw on one side, then the other side, the opposite side. And you can move the metal piece around the legs of the chairs so that you are near your pre-drilled holes. Okay, so you finally made it to the last part of your chair. And for us, we put the chair together last because we struggled so much on trying to put the legs and the turn together. So as you can see, we have the bottom of the chair and the back of the chair, and we're going to put that together now, and you're going to be able to see that there are pre-drilled holes in both parts of the chair, but we're going to show you how to put it together. So 1 second. On the back of the chair, what you're going to find is a piece of Velcro. That Velcro is going to be taken apart, and you'll see the pieces of pre-drilled holes, a few pre-drilled holes, I'm sorry, so that you can put your chair together. So they're going to show you that now. That is the bolts and the nuts that you're going to have to put your last piece of your chair together. So as you can see, these are the pre-drilled holes that are in the bottom of the chair. And you're going to use that to put your bolts in. So the bolts do not go in first. You put your chair together first, and then you put your bolts in using those pre-drilled holes in the back of the Velcro portion of your chair. Here she is using her pre-drilled holes in the bottom of the chair to put in her bolts. Oh, I'm sorry, to put in her bolts, and she's going to use her L to tighten them, but you don't want to tighten them completely just yet, just like every other portion of your chair. You want to make sure that you leave a tiny bit of wiggle room, just so that you can get all your bolts in correctly, because as you can see with every other portion of this chair, if it's not done evenly, you'll just be spinning your wheels. So just make sure that you have everything lined up correctly so that you can put your last couple of bolts in. Now you are at the end of your journey with your chair. You should have your chair flipped over upside down with the head facing and leaning on you, just to make it easier. That's what we've learned. And you're just going to screw in your nuts and bolts into the back of the chair, and that should be it. Bye.